Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome again to another video in Explain 12. Today we are going to be flying the Flight Factor 777-200ER from Dublin to New York JFK. And this is going to be a continuation of the flight that we just did in Microsoft Flight Sim from JFK to Dublin. Now we're going back to New York. However, it's going to be in a totally different simulator. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And let's get to it.
Okay, all doors and
Right, so here we are getting ready for Pushback. As you can see, this copy looks really good, to be honest. I think this one, as far as texture and modeling is concerned, to me, it looks better than the PMDG 777. Now, it is not all flowers and roses. This plane, man, has a ton of issues, mainly related to button bindings and others related to weird behaviors with VNAV. Like VNAV on this plane, it's really bogus. Now, going back to the key binding or the button binding, I have not been able to make my toe braids on my rudder pedal work with this plane. And what I'm saying is I am not able to brake whatsoever. And don't tell me it's a problem with me on a simulator or on a plane not having hydraulic pressurization. That's not the case. All that stuff is properly set. Still, I am not able to brake. Now, if you know of any other tricks or maybe something else that I'm missing, let me know in the comments section and I'll check it out. Anyway, I did what I could with this fly because it is really difficult to taxi around without brakes. So I was just using a combination of throttle power and the parking brake in order for me to make a full stop, which is not ideal. Now, these sounds. The sounds on this airplane are not the greatest that I've heard in my days, but these are much better than the sounds on the PMDG 777.
Delta Romeo, Acme 59.
Uber 297, wheels up time 16.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Taxi Delta, crossing right 3, right, hold short Bravo.
Taxi Delta, cross 3, right, hold short of Bravo.
Yeah, take a listen at that spooling. That to me sounds a little bit more realistic to, I guess, what we have in PMDG 777.
Disconnecting tail.
Don't mind the shaking on my copy camera. That was just my son jumping all over the place. And look at these models on these wings. Absolutely beautiful.
Before taxi checklist, please. Recall. Checked. Flight controls. Checked. Ground equipment. Cleared. Checklist complete.
Alright, so let's start our taxi to runway 28 left.
Okay, 1041, taxi Alpha Hotel. Hotel Air 10 to 1041.
Look at this scenery, man. Looks absolutely beautiful. Clouds looking good too, as you can see. They still tend to get a little bit buggy as far as the rendering is concerned. But yeah, like right now they're looking really good. Alright, so here we are, just doing my best here to taxi or to line up on the takeoff runway here. This is what I call a massive challenge, like without tow brakes.
Approaching runway.
And again, I've tried every possible key binding or button binding combination.
28
The
left.
one on the manual, the default binding on X-Plane, none has worked. Alright guys, let's get ready for takeoff. There's Piece of Life. $80 knocks. Check.
V1.
Rotate.
Feet remaining.
Pass it right. Gear up. And we are airborne. Look at those effects. Nice. Now let's talk about the handling of this plane. So this one, just like any other X-Plane airplanes, feels really nice and satisfying to fly, like hand fly, when compared with the feel of flying manually on Microsoft Flight Sim. Now again, there's a lot of stuff that this plane itself is not really good at, such as VNAV, so messy way of doing the key binding or the button binding. Again, I've been struggling to find a way to make my toe brakes work, which is something I have never had issues with in Microsoft Flight Sim in any plane. Now, even on other planes in X-Plane, such as the Toeless, I have never experienced any major problems. So this has to be something flight factor related. This is my first flight factor airplane. So not sure if the same issues happen with their other planes. Now about simulation, there's a ton of simulation depth on this airplane, such as with the PA announcements, crew handling. There's a lot of stuff. Take a look at this. We just got a call from the cabin crew. Let's just answer here.
Alright, Roger, thank you.
Did you want something?
If you'd like to try any other option, you're welcome to. Everything is available.
Would you like it?
Okay, what's the pick here for now?
Of course.
Black or with milk?
Black will do fine.
That's it. We are getting coffee, my man, just shortly after takeoff. Sweet!
Looking for 916.
JetBlue 916, go ahead.
Same day weather, about 40 miles in front of us.
Yeah, JetBlue 916, looks like there might be a bit of a buildup. I haven't had anybody go through that area recently.
Okay, so you don't show tops on that date.
I don't know.
Descent checklist. Recall. Checked. Notes. Checked. Auto brake. Set. Landing data. Set. Approach briefing. Completed. Checklist complete.
Okay, so the plane is ready for descent. So you won't believe me if I tell you that I had to do this fly 3 times. And in 2 out of those 3, I had issues with VNAV. With the exact same flight plan, the same weight, it was just freaking frustrating.
AC 4074 when entering.
And this one, I guess, was the only flight that I was able to get done from A to B with no major issues. But again, this plane is really buggy, which is kind of frustrating for how much money you have to pay for this plane. This is way more expensive than a PMDG 777.
Delta 2496 to 390. So 2496 center, good evening.
Hello, Air Canada 1041, 2887, climb 340.
Air Canada 1041 center, good evening, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, any complaints from the right thing?
Behind you, I'm getting some complaints, but ahead, I think just occasional line chops at best. It's even smooth, really.
Excellent, thanks, Air Canada.
November 89 Papa Lima, contact center on 119.37.
119.37, 800 Papa Lima.
Envoy 3649, fly heading 290.
Heading 290, 3649.
Alright, so here we are on our final leg to runway 22 right. The plane's been doing fine as far as VNAV, but I had to do some manual tuning here and there just to make sure it didn't overshoot the glide slope or the descent path, which is something I have never needed to do on any other planes in X-planes or on the PMDG 777 in Microsoft Flight Sim. So there you have it. This plane is now ready, to be honest, and they're just charging too much money for an unfinished product. Auto throttle disengaged. Yeah, I'm not sure if this was a problem with the airplane or just, I guess, the problems with the scenery in X-plane. But look at how off I was to the runway. I'm doing some manual correction right now to make sure we get back on the proper line.
500.
But yeah, the plane feels really nice to hand fly.
400.
You get the feeling that you're flying a massive airplane that has a ton of weight to it, which is something that lacks on Microsoft Flight Sim in general. But yeah.
Flight slow. 200. Flight slow. 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 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Let's go idle on the throttle. Touchdown. Welcome to New York. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. There's no replay because there looks to be some bug with the replay and this airplane. So fortunately, I was not able to record or capture any replay. Anyway, be sure to smash that like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And let me know in the comment section how you feel about this airplane.